For this lesson, you need to open the sample file Sales and Profit by Employee 1 from your Sample Files folder. This worksheet shows each employee's sales, cost and profit for the first 3 months in the quarter. And there's also a summary sheet, but it's not been populated yet. Totaling data from multiple worksheets onto a summary sheet is a very common business requirement. Excel can automatically consolidate data if each worksheet has an identical structure. If you use this technique, it's a good idea to use templates for each of the worksheets that will be consolidated, in order to ensure that they are identical. Templates were covered in depth in the Essential Skills video in this series. Because January, February and March do have an identical structure in this worksheet, it makes the consolidation feature very easy to use. So I'll begin by clicking in the Summary worksheet. Then I'll click in the first cell where the consolidation data will appear, that's cell D4, and then I click Data on the ribbon, and in the Data Tools group, Consolidate, and the Consolidate dialog appears. I now need to tell Excel which function to use for the consolidation. Well, because I want to add January, February and March figures together, the correct function is of course the sum function. But you can see that there are many other ways in which I could consolidate the data. So I select the sum function. I now need to tell Excel which data to consolidate. So I'll click in the reference box and I'll begin with the January worksheet. The cells to consolidate are D4 to F17. And now I'll click the Add button to add the reference. That's my first data block. Now I'll click on the February worksheet, and all I need to do is click the Add button because the range is still selected. Then the March worksheet, Add once again, and I'll click OK to view the summarized data on the Summary worksheet. If I click one of these values and look at the formula bar, I can see that it's a simple value. If a value on a source worksheet changes, the Summary worksheet won't update. In other words, the consolidated values are not linked to the source data. Let's now do a more powerful consolidation by linking to the source data. So I'll delete the old consolidation, click in cell D4, Data Tools Consolidate as before, and you can see that I still have the references from last time. But I'm going to check the Create Links to Source Data checkbox. And when I do that and click the OK button, you'll see that I have the same results as before. But an interesting new feature has appeared. On the left of the screen is a grouped outline, similar to an automatic subtotal, enabling you to view each of the source data values for the consolidation. There's a little 1 and 2 button at the top of the bar, and if I click the 2 button, I can see the source data for each of the consolidated totals. I can also see that cells D4 to F6 have inherited their formatting from the header row. So let's put that right by selecting a source cell that's formatted correctly, Home tab on the ribbon, Format Painter, and let's match up the formatting. Notice there's no labels for the source values. For me to find out which belongs to which month, I'd have to click on a value and look at the formula bar. And this tells me that George Marley's sales in February were 15,993, in January were 19,437, and in March were 10,890, resulting in total sales of 46,320. Let's now collapse that outline by clicking the 1 button at the top of the outline bar. And notice that I can also expand and collapse each of the consolidated totals individually. If I want to see Ozzy Roberts' sales, I just click the plus sign to the left of row 31 to see the individual monthly totals, and clicking the minus button puts things back to normal again. All that remains now is to save your work, and I'm going to save with the new name Sales and Profit by Employee 2, and as usual I'll save it to the folder above my Sample Files folder. I click the Save button, and you've now completed Lesson 2.5, Consolidate Data from Multiple Data Ranges.